Today in the Woodyard, we're just going to talk. Here we go. It has been raining for 2 full days. A heavy rain, lots of rain. It finally is done, except now we've got a mist. It's supposed to do this the rest of the day. So I really haven't done any work at all in the Woodyard for 2 days now, which is okay because I had a lot of work to do in my other business. It's going to be my busy time of year, and I'm going to start having less and less time available to work in the Woodyard. So that's what we're going to talk a little bit about. So I'm just going to show you. Here's my high-tech rain gauge that I put out yesterday. I emptied this yesterday and there was 1 inch of rain in it. And right now it is up to here. So that is about, I don't know, 4 inches of rain we got in the last 24 hours. So lots of rain. Anyway, I'm going to put it back out. I'm going to see how much more comes. But I think that's probably just about it for now. So I thought, as soon as it's a El Crapo day again today outside, and it's kind of the end of the day, there's only a couple hours of daylight left, I thought I would do a little video kind of on the channel, the business, things like that, questions that people come up with all the time, some things that I can address all at once instead of having to type it 1,000 times to questions that people ask. First of all, I want to thank everybody. It's been about a year now, just a little over a year, of doing Firewood videos for you guys, and I've been doing them every day except for a couple days I missed, and my plan is to continue every day. I may miss a day occasionally. I mean, there might be a day in here where or two where I don't do a video because I'm really busy in my other business, because I do put in during the summer months photographing high school seniors and things like that. I'll put in a lot of weeks where it's 60-70 hours of photography and editing and doing all the production there, so I have a lot less time to work in the Woodyard, which is okay because that's my slow time in the Woodyard anyway, 'cause it's kind of a nice balance, which is why I started it in the first place. So things are going really well and there's a lot of work to be done. So I want to talk a little bit about the channel. First of all, in a year, there are about 8,000 subscribers. We just passed that, I don't know, like a week or two ago, something like that. Over 8,000, so that's a good number. I had no intentions at all of anybody watching it besides, you know, my family and a few paid friends. So things are going very well. A lot of you watch on a regular basis. Of the 8,000 people that are subscribed, it is about 90% men. And that's fine. But we need more women, and here's why. Women watch longer than men do. They must like the way I look or something. I don't know what it is. Men watch, on average, about 12.5 minutes of each video. That's an average, which is actually very good. It's like 2 times what the average is for all other YouTube videos. I think the average for a YouTube video watch time is like 5 minutes or something like that. And my watch time average is, I think it's 12.5 minutes, and women watch about 13 minutes, so they watch a little more than the men. And then as far as actual views, my viewers are about 24,000 viewers total, if you look at the numbers in the statistics on a weekly, monthly basis. Unique viewers, which means 8,000 subscribers, another 16,000 people that aren't even subscribed. So it's like 35% subscribers. So that's kind of cool. Another real big number is the number of views. We have over 2 million views on the channel, which is really good in a year's time for just a cutting wood video guy. I mean, it's nothing special. And we have over 400,000 hours of watch time, which to me just boggles my mind. That's like if you took 1,000 people, they each watched 400 hours worth of video. That's like insane that there's that many people that watch the videos. Another thing that's really, to me, amazing is that there's people from 50 different countries that watch the videos. 50 countries! That's just nuts. That's a lot of people. Number one, obviously, is the United States, 'cause that's where I am. Canada's number 2. Then I think it's Great Britain, Ireland, Australia, mainly the English-speaking countries, and cold climate countries, because that's people that burn wood. But I mean, we get countries, people watching from all over the world. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. It's just shocking to me that there's that many people that want to watch some guy cut firewood. But I think it's great that you do. Thanks. So I get a lot of really great questions, and I can't always answer every single question. I kind of give generalized answers quite often to the questions that people ask. If it's a specific question on something that's unique, I'll try to answer it. But there are some people that will give responses also. And I'm bringing this up because I want to encourage you guys to contribute to responding to people that have questions. If you know the answer and you know you're right, or even if you're wrong, sometimes it's kind of nice because you get another viewpoint. But don't be afraid at all. If someone makes a comment and they're wrong, you can say, oh no, you know, that's not the way it's really done. It's done this way, or this is the real answer, or I tried that and I found this and it works better. Don't be afraid at all to mention those things, as long as you guys play nice, because I don't want to play referee and have to be breaking up fights, or worse yet, having to push one button to eliminate somebody, which I have done a couple times now. Yes, I have, because there are people that were just nasty, and I don't want anybody on the channel to be the guy that throws the Baby Ruth bar into the swimming pool and cause everybody to run and flee in terror. Don't want that. So please, no floating turds. Otherwise I will flush you. So just a little Caddyshack reference. So don't be afraid at all to make a comment and help other people solve their problems or give them answers to what they want to know, because a lot of you have a lot of knowledge. And that's one thing that I guess I kind of want to mention, that a lot of people don't ever think about. They think, oh, I know everything. Well, I don't. I only know a little bit. I'm just showing you what I do for the most part. I'm learning as I go on some of this stuff, especially like with the tractor you see back there. I got a lot to learn on that yet, and a lot of you are giving me tips and advice on how to run the FEL, the loader, and how to run the hydraulics, all the little things that you don't know about until you actually do it. So by all means, help a brother out, and help the other brothers out and sisters. If there's anybody that has questions, don't be afraid to help out. I like that a lot when people talk back and forth amongst themselves and have a little bit of a conversation going on, because I learn a lot. There's a saying I heard years ago, and it is very true, but a lot of people think that they know everything. I'm the first to admit I don't know much. I'm actually usually the dumbest person in the room, but I'm not afraid to ask questions, and that's how I learn. Because you really never learn unless you make mistakes, because they tend to hurt more so that you remember them better. But the saying is that all of us are smarter than any one of us, and that is very true. And that's one of the biggest things I get out of the channel, is that all of you are making comments, giving me tips, giving other people tips, and just kind of helping the whole community grow. And there's a lot of other really good channels out there, as you guys know, because I see you guys making comments on all their channels too, because I watch all the other people's stuff because it's interesting to me, and I learn a lot from watching all the other people. I'm not going to name everybody. There's a lot of them out there. They're all really good. Some of them not as good as others, but there's a lot of good information. Even some of the channels that aren't great, I still learn stuff from them too. So, next topic. So next I want to talk a little bit about what's coming on the channel. I've got a lot of plans to do a lot more stuff as I get time. There's always going to be little jobs to do. There's always stuff that I can work on a daily basis when I get time. You know, there's always wood that's going to need to be split or stacked, because I always have piles of stuff laying around. There's always going to be places I can go cut wood. I got a list right now of probably 6 places that people want me to come cut wood, or they've got a woods with dead trees, and that's all mine if I want it. It's just a matter of finding the time and the energy to do it, because as you know, when you go cut on location, it's a lot of work, because you got to drive there, cut the wood, load the wood, haul the wood, dump the wood, go back, get more. It's just constant work. And I got enough wood just right here sitting to work on without going anywhere. And I do make more wood per hour actually from loads of logs, because the loads of logs that I get, they're just here. They just show up. And yes, I got to pay for them, but on an average per hour, I make more money buying loads, cutting the logs, splitting the wood, stacking it, selling it. Whereas if I got to go get it, I got a lot more effort put into it. It's a lot more time, a lot more labor. So that is one of the things that I have coming up. I got places to go, wood to cut, and it's going to happen as I get time. Another one of the things that is going to be happening on the channel is this bad boy right here. I just got this a little while ago and haven't even used it yet. It's still sitting here. I just got this fitting put on. I finally got that sent because they sent me 2 of the same couplings, and now I got one that's a male and a female here, so I'll be able to hook it up real soon. And my plan is to do that this weekend, I hope in a few days, because what I want to do is use the grapple, because it'll be fun, to pick up these logs, carry them back into either right over there or another open space in the back. I'm going to cut them up right there because these are my hollow logs that John gave me, and I want to cut these up and sell these for the Swedish candles or chimney fires. So that's what these are. So that's what I'm going to do, and if they fall apart, I'll just use them for firewood. But that's the plan. But yeah, so I got a frostbite grapple. A lot of you have seen that already. Made in Estonia. Very solid. I like it a lot, but I haven't even used it yet. So that we're going to be doing some with that. The next thing that's coming up is I'm going to be doing a lot of gravel work. That might not happen till later in the year, but I want to add to my whole driveway here, this whole thing, I want to add more gravel to it. This is the original that I put in 20 years ago, or had put in. I didn't do it. What I want to do is I want to expand it all the way through here, all the way around the pile, and I'll walk over here so you can kind of see how far it goes and what I want to do as far as the add-on to it. I want to widen it so I go right out to where the edge of the wood is here. I want to widen it out to there, and then up over here you can see right at where this pile of this cord of wood is right here stacked. Right here is the end of the gravel, right about here, right about there. And then this is just dirt, and you can see everything drains that way. And what happens is this just turns into a mud hole, like right now after all the rain we've had, because we've had like almost 4 or 5 inches, something like that. You saw the bucket, it was a lot of water. And so I want to put gravel all through here and then all the way around. And the reason I want to do that is so that obviously it's easier for plowing, it's more stable for bringing wood in, and I can use it year round no matter what the conditions are. Because in the spring of the year it's always bad, it's always greasy, because you get that, you know, that thaw. And then maybe you don't know if you live down south. You get a freeze and then it thaws, and it freezes and thaws, and it's usually just the top layer. So what you've got is grease. You've got a layer of grease. So you got about at least a month where it's just not good. It's just bad. And then even in the winter you can get that freeze thaw cycle where it turns into, you know, the top turns into grease and it's real slippery. And if I get it down to gravel and I can keep it clean, it will be much easier for working in. So that's one of the other things I'm going to work on. Another thing I'm going to work on is right here is the edge of one of the berms that I have, and I have 2 of them. And this one right here, I'm going to dig into, get rid of it. It goes all the way around, way over to that other side of that pile. It's a big curve, big C almost like here. It's a big curve. What I want to do is bring a lot of that out and fill in this low area right in here, and then kind of fill in across the back. And I got a low spot over there that kind of dips down quite a bit, and I'm going to fill that in a bunch too. And the reason I want to do that is it'll give me more space for putting wood, not just in where the berm is, but also in these areas that I've been unable to put wood because it's so soggy and soft and wet all the time that it's just a drainage area, so it's not good. And that's about as far as I can go that way because of the woods. So, but I'll open that up a whole bunch. That's another one of the jobs I'm going to do. Another thing on the list is I'm going to be getting a ballast box on the back of the tractor for added weight. For those of you that have seen me been doing a little bit of tractor work, not much because I really haven't had time. And I do already have weighted tires on the tractor. They're filled with the liquid. I don't know if it's corn juice, beet juice, whatever it is, they filled them. So I got an extra 1,000 pounds back here already on the tires, but I am going to put on a ballast box onto the back, a weight box, and that'll probably be another 1,000 pounds, which will be nice. So I'm going to be getting that. So that's another thing coming down the road, and I'm looking at possibly getting a Titan. It seems to be the one that I hear a lot about that's really good, that works really well, that's big enough, and as affordable. I think it's around 500 bucks, something like that. So that's probably what I'm going to get, something like that. Next item, a snowplow. I'm going to be getting a snowplow for the front of my tractor for the FEL. Because I have the third function I put in there for the grapple, I thought, well, why would I just get a back blade when all I can do is push the snow? Why not get one that I can direct the snow? So I'm going to spend a little bit extra money and I'm going to get a plow, because now that I opened up that area over there, I'm going to be able to have this area open. I'll be able to have an area going that direction and over that way. So I'll have a place to push all the snow. That's kind of my plan has been, is that I'm going to be working on making areas where I can go with the snow and have areas open so that the tractor can work more easily, so it's not so congested and tight. And that's one of the things I planned out as I was putting my wood down this year, to make sure I had plenty of room for the tractor to not go as tight as I had in the past. So that's one of the other things we're going to look at, is a snowplow, and that is going to happen. Also, I am going to be working with some other channels. I have 3 other people that you haven't seen yet, that none of you have probably met, because they're channels that are kind of outdoor oriented and fixer-upper and homesteading type channels. There's a few other ones that have contacted me and they want to do some collaboration stuff with, where I'll go to them, they'll come to me, whatever, and we'll do some videos. So that's going to happen. I also have 5, maybe 6 individuals that I know of that have contacted me that want to come here to the Woodyard and work for a day or a half a day and just learn what I do, because they're either going to be selling wood, or they just like it, or they just want to be part of the channel. So that's going to happen. Another thing that's going to happen is I'm going to be going to my brother Ken's. Yes, Crazy Kenny. Going to be going there and I'll be doing some work with him. He's got all kinds of wood coming in, wood going, all that kind of stuff. So I'll be working on that, and he's always fun. And then I also am going to be doing some work with my brother Eric. He's got some contacts with some wood that we can go cut on some of his neighbors and friends' properties. And he also just started a firewood stand. So we're going to talk a little bit about his stand and how it's going for him, what he's learned, what he's going to change, that kind of stuff. So that's going to happen. Next thing I want to mention, because I get asked this all the time, is how is my dad doing? My dad's doing pretty good. He's not feeling too good physically. He's starting to get old. He's going on 83, and physically he's not as strong as he used to be. He's losing a lot of strength. He's slowing down. He just had a virus just recently and kind of knocked him down for a few days, but I try to go there once a week if I can. So he's still hanging on, still doing okay. Hopefully he'll strengthen up a little bit over the next few months so we can go outside and do some stuff, but he's still hanging in there. So I'm in the back now. This is kind of the other side of my property where I do photography. Some of you have seen it before, some of you haven't. So I'm just gonna walk back here because I can actually hear my little babbling brook that I have, that normally you can literally take one step across it. This is my truck. Everybody asks about the truck. I should answer that while I'm here. It is a 1940 Chevy truck. Isn't it a dandy? There it is. I use it as a photography prop. There's no engine in it. There's no transmission. No, I'm not going to fix it up. It's a prop for photography. I bought it about 20 years ago. There it is. So here's my little river, which is normally I can walk. Yeah, it's been higher, but it's pretty high right now. We're going to go over to the other side over here. I'll show you. The highest I've ever seen it, the water has been right up to this rock right here. So it's not the highest I've ever seen it, but there's quite a bit of water. But we've had a lot of rain, but it's come over like a 2-day period. If we get one of those heavy rains that's like 4 or 5 hours, big dump, that's when it really comes hard and fast. But it's high, but it's not the highest I've ever seen it. So here it is. It'd be fun to kayak down that, huh? That's what my son said. But there it is. The highest again that I've ever seen it, probably 2 times. It's been right up to these chairs here. So another probably foot higher than it is now, 1.5 feet. So yeah, this has all been flooded before several times. So there's my little creek. So I'm just kind of walking around through this back area here so you can kind of see. This is the area we kind of cut out of the woods for doing photography. We got little areas where we do photography in here, down over this way, and then coming up over here. So We kind of have little paths to walk around through here. And then we have areas like right in through here, we have wildflowers planted. They're starting to bloom pretty good right in there. And then I got a whole bunch of other stuff. We do little patches of flowers. Like right here, this is all flowers that are planted right here. I think that's all poppies if I remember right. And then we've got areas where we do photography over in here, and here we got this rock wall. So there it is. That's kind of the area where we do all of our photographic work. I'm just making my way up to the front here so you can kind of see the rest of the property, because I get asked all the time about my photography. And that is another thing that I do plan on doing one of these days, is that I am going to put together some type of a image show so you can just see what kind of photography I do. I've been a full-time professional photographer for a very long time, 39 years actually. I have my master's degree. I got that 1986, 7, somewhere in there. Went to school and I got my master's degree, and I worked for another photographer for 8 years, and then we started our own business. And we've been here for 20 years now in this location. Here's a bunch of wildflowers we got planted through here too, where we do photography, and eventually this stuff grows really thick and high. It's just starting to take off now and bloom. The back side of my building here is where we've got areas where we do photography, where I have actual little sets built right in here. And so these are all backgrounds we use for our photography. And the Woodyard is over on the other side. This is all fenced in right here because this is sunflowers, and every year that I plant them, if I don't protect them, the deer eat everything. So we fenced them in, and they're high enough now. I think I probably can take the fencing down because they'll start blooming fairly soon. We can start using them as a photography area back on, because a lot of girls like the sunflowers. That's why we have it. So that's it for today, folks. Thanks for being here. Hopefully I informed you of stuff that maybe you were asking, thinking about. And tomorrow I'll be back in the Woodyard doing something, hopefully productive. I want to get back over there and get my cherry split, and I got a lot of stacking to do. So between now and tomorrow when you come back, 'cause I'm going to be here, get outside, get cutting. Good night, Irene.